Welcome back. I am Sajina Abraham,
And I'm Sonia Francis.
and this is our course Emotional Intelligence. We are going through Module 2 Understanding Emotions. In the previous video, we saw what emotional intelligence is. But to understand emotional intelligence, we need to know what emotions are. Ma'am, can you throw some light on what emotions are?
If I speak about emotions exist in each and every person existing in this world, be it a little child or be it the most oldest person. Everybody goes through a series of emotions right from the time we awake till the time we go to sleep, and even while we are at rest. The emotions which have dominated over us throughout the day, subconsciously that has affected. If it's positive emotions, it has affected our body in a positive way. If negative emotions have affected us during the entire day, in our subconscious mind, even as we sleep, something would be taking place there and affecting our body in a negative way. So, feeling your emotions is one thing, and it affecting your body without you knowing it is another thing. We think that it's very simple. Chalo, at this moment I'm feeling very elated, very jubilant, very happy, very excited because I've received an award. It's making me very happy. It's good. Positive emotions have been generated within me, and as an outcome, even the hormones, it has directly affected the hormones of my body. So what happens is when I'm very happy, the hormone oxytocin comes out in my body. So oxytocin makes me feel very happy. When I receive a lot of appreciation, when I receive a lot of recognition, it's dopamine that has taken control over me. So dopamine gets ignited within me, and that in turn gives me a very feel good factor. But what if somebody made me feel bad about myself by saying things which they perceived is true for them, but for me, I did not accept that, but it has made me feel bad. Many a times, being in the education field, we have students who either hear this being pumped into their ears right from their childhood days, you're good for nothing, either by their parents or by their teachers. You'll never make it. You're a good for nothing person. So, what are the emotions? One, the child has been hearing you're good for nothing, good for nothing, good for nothing, and the child is accepting that as a reality. Now, what the child is going through is feeling of sadness, feeling of dejection, depression, nobody loves me, nobody cares for me, self pity. So these are the emotions all through these years this person has grown up with. And as he goes into an understanding phase, these emotions have taken all the more deeper root within them. So when you carry this persona of yours from your school, from your home to your school and to your workplace, this emotion has become a fully grown tree. Its roots are deep within. And suppose if I'm working in a team and somebody tells me, चल तेरे से कुछ नहीं होगा भाई, you can manage it, it's okay. Again, it triggers back. Okay, when I was in school during my childhood days, I heard this from my parents. I've heard this from my teachers. Maybe I've heard this from my friends. And now I'm hearing it from my colleagues too. So, does it mean that it's true? No, it's not true. Nobody has the power to make you feel great or small. To make your own self feel great or small, the power rests within you. And know that we give our emotions control over us. Positive emotions are always good. Happiness, joy, excitement, being appreciated. This will always generate positive emotions within us. Somebody getting married, so it will give you so much of joy, peace, and contentment. But then, or you getting a new job, it will give you so much of satisfaction. or you being appreciated at your workplace or at your college, it will give you so much of contentment, so much of happiness, a sense of belongingness. But then, if somebody keeps rejecting you time and again, and you don't know how to handle those feelings of rejection, and going to let those feelings, that emotion of rejection, to eat you away, thinking that what that person is saying or doing is true, it's going to do you only harm because we keep suppressing these emotions within us. So, what the majority of the population does, oh, it's a universal fact that the majority of the population suppresses their emotion, and that is wrong. You're not supposed to suppress your emotion. You're not supposed to condemn yourself. You're not supposed to put yourself down. But then you made it a natural story for yourself, right? By giving into depression, by giving into self pity, by giving into self condemnation. Suppose I participate in a competition and I didn't win because there were others who were maybe better than me. But then, what are the emotions do I give into? Okay, those judges are giving into partiality. What they have done is wrong. I'll make sure that I make a big commotion about this. I'll make sure that I'll go to the head of the department and tell them that the judges were partial. They did not make. So there's anger, there's revenge in me that I'm allowing to grow, that I'm allowing to ignite and spark within me and blaze out into a fire. Right? Or I can rationally understand, no, those contestants who came, they were better than me. Where was I lacking as a person? Where can I improvise upon? You're having the self conversation with your own self. So the first thing is whenever your person is it's going through positive emotions is a natural phenomena. Going through negative emotions is also a natural phenomena. But allowing your negative emotions to take control over you, to put you down, that's not a natural phenomena. Because you will be taking yourself, your world is going to become very big. You're going to move into the professional world. There are so many people who will be out there going through their own different situation and challenges in life. And along with these, their persona, they'll be carrying all these challenges to their workplace. And maybe while interacting with you, these emotions are going to come out in one form or the other. Maybe if the other person is not understanding, is not empathetic, I need to display that emotional maturity. So, emotions are something that are very beautiful. We only need to know the art of expressing it. And if I don't know the art of expressing it, that's where emotional intelligence comes into the forefront. Emotional intelligence teaches me how to appreciate, how to love myself, how to care for myself, how to understand myself, how to manage myself. I know these emotions are dominating me. They're not good emotions, they are bad emotions. But I don't want to criticize myself, I don't want to oppress myself. I don't want to condemn myself by saying I'm good for nothing, I'm bad, I'm like this and I'm like that. No. If I do it to myself by not loving myself, I won't be able to love and understand the other person. So I don't say that emotions are bad. Emotions are good. But we need to know the art, the skill of how to manage these emotions.
Mummy spoke about good and bad emotions, but how do we identify these emotions?
It's very simple. Once you practice it on a regular basis, it will become a habit. A habit will form within you of how to identify these emotions. So, the first step would be to be aware of how you feel. Be aware of the emotions that are being ignited within you, whether positive or negative. And if it's positive, good enough. But if it's negative, how am I going to take control over it? The next is don't hide what you feel. Hiding means suppressing. Don't suppress these negative emotions. Feel what you feel. Understand what you feel. The next would be Know why do you feel the way you are feeling now. There must be some reason. There must be some history backdated to it. So understand if I'm feeling jealous, what's the reason? Maybe when I was small, I wasn't appreciated a lot. Maybe my siblings or my neighbors or my classmates were appreciated more than me. But that's the reason I get jealous and envious too much. So for every emotion, there's a history. Go back to that history. Don't blame yourself, even though you may not be feeling good about these emotions, you may be feeling guilty about these emotions, but don't judge and criticize and put down yourself. Don't blame yourself. Accept whatever is happening and learn to take control over these emotions.
But how do we take action?
Okay, how do we take action of these emotions?
Yeah.
As I spoke about in emotional intelligence, you understand these emotions, and then in conflicting situations, you start managing yourself. When you know the situation that is currently taking place is not making me feel good, but I'm not allowing these emotions to affect me. I'm rationalizing out there. No, I will not allow these emotions. Suppose it's anger. Somebody has said something and I'm feeling angry about it. Maybe this is not the right time for me to express my emotions, because if I express my emotion, I'm going to blurt out things that wouldn't be good for you as well as for me. And maybe if it's at my workplace, there are many who would be listening. So I would rather just move away, do the opposite of what I'm doing. I'll just walk away from there or say, please excuse me. Maybe take a walk, maybe go to my seat, take a deep breath, maybe do something that excites me, that would make me happy, that would bring down my emotion. And then once my negative emotion comes down, it stabilizes, then I'll think about the situation. Or maybe approach the person who said something bad to me in public. And I'll express myself. I'll not be silent. I'll express myself.